Welcome back to ZE Coins, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're counting down the top 8 most valuable ultra-rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies that have fetched millions at auctions. If you think a penny isn't worth much, think again. Some of these coins are so rare that collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts of money for them. So, if you have a jar of old pennies lying around, you might want to check them, because one of these could be hiding right under your nose. We're diving deep into the fascinating history and value of the 1963 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have one of these coins lying around in your collection or pocket change, but did you know that some of them could be worth much more than just a penny? Stick around, because we're going to break down everything you need to know about this coin, from its origins to its potential value in today's market. Now, let's start with the history of the 1963 D penny. This coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Cent was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure instead of the previously used Lady Liberty. The obverse, or front, of the penny showcases a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1963 on the right side. The reverse features the classic wheat ears design, which had been used since 1909 but was later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This means that the 1963 penny was among the final years of this specific design before the coinage saw another major change. Now, let's talk about the 1963 D designation. The D mint mark below the date indicates that this penny was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's major production facilities. In 1963, the Denver Mint produced a massive 1,774,020,400 pennies, making it a very common coin. Because of this high mintage, most 1963 D pennies are not particularly rare in circulated condition. However, certain factors can make some examples highly valuable. What makes a 1963 D Lincoln penny valuable? The main factors that determine a coin's worth are condition, errors, and rarity. In terms of condition, collectors look for coins in mint state, MS, condition, meaning the penny has never been circulated and retains its original luster. Coins graded MS, 65 or higher by piece GS or NGC can be worth significantly more than face value. In general, a standard 1963 D penny in uncirculated condition can be worth $5 to $20, depending on the grade. But if you happen to own a 1963 D penny with a rare error, you might be looking at a small fortune. Speaking of errors, let's go over some of the most valuable mistakes found on the 1963 D penny. One of the most well-known errors is the double die obverse, DDO, where the lettering or design appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. A strong DDO error on a 1963 D penny can increase its value to hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the doubling. Another rare error is the repunched mint mark, RPM, where the D mint mark was accidentally stamped multiple times, creating a layered effect. Collectors love these kinds of errors, and they can push the value of your penny well above normal pricing. There are also off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchet errors, all of which can make a coin unique and more desirable among collectors. Now, let's discuss the current market value of the 1963 D penny. As of today, a circulated 1963 D penny is usually worth between 3 and 10 cents, mainly for its copper content. Yes, that's right. These older pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, meaning they have more intrinsic metal value compared to modern pennies, which are mostly zinc. Since copper prices fluctuate, the melt value of a 1963 D penny alone can sometimes exceed its face value. However, for higher-grade, uncirculated examples, prices can range from $5 to $50, depending on the coin's grade. If you have a 1963 D penny graded MS, 67 or higher, it could be worth $500 or more at auction. And if you have a major error coin, the price can skyrocket into the thousands of dollars. So, should you check your pocket change for a valuable 1963 D penny? Absolutely. While most examples are common, you never know when you might find a rare error or high-grade specimen that could be worth a lot of money. If you think you have a valuable coin, consider getting it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate its condition and rarity. We explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. In this video, we will be diving deep into the history and worth of the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you have ever wondered whether that old penny in your drawer could be worth a fortune, then this video is for you. Stick around until the end as we reveal some surprising facts about this coin and its potential value in the current market. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century and has undergone several design changes throughout the years. The 1977 Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Cent series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008. This coin features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side, while the reverse or back side showcases the Lincoln Memorial. This design was created by Victor David Brenner for the obverse and Frank Gasparo for the reverse. The memorial design was introduced to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1977 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia minted coins do not have a mint mark, while the Denver minted coins bear a small D below the date, and the San Francisco minted coins have an S. The vast majority of these coins were made from a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This means that each penny contains about 3.11 grams of copper, which can contribute to its intrinsic value based on copper prices. Now, let us talk about what makes some 1977 Lincoln pennies highly valuable. While most of these pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent, there are certain key factors that can make them worth much more. These factors include mint errors, high-grade condition, and rare varieties. Some of the most notable errors include double die, obverse, and off-center strikes. A double die obverse occurs when the coin is struck twice with a slight shift, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and design elements. Off-center strikes happen when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a misaligned, design-high grade 1977 Lincoln penny certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can also fetch premium prices. Coins that are graded MS67 or higher are considered exceptional and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The reason for this is that finding a well-preserved penny from 1977 is quite rare, since most of them were heavily circulated and show significant wear and tear. So, how much is a 1977 Lincoln penny worth today? The answer depends on its condition and rarity. A regular circulated 1977 penny is typically worth between 1 and 3 cents based on its copper content. However, if you happen to have a high-grade, uncirculated example, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50. Error coins such as a double die obverse can command even higher prices, sometimes reaching over $1,000, depending on the severity of the error and the demand. Among collectors, one of the highest prices ever recorded for a 1977 Lincoln penny was for a near-perfect MS67 example, which sold for over $2,000 at auction. This demonstrates that while most 1977 pennies are not particularly valuable, there are rare exceptions that can be worth significant money. If you are interested in determining the value of your 1977 Lincoln penny, we recommend examining it closely under good lighting to check for any errors or unusual characteristics. You may also consider sending it to a professional grading service to get an official certification, which can greatly increase its marketability and value. In conclusion, while the 1977 Lincoln penny is a common coin in circulation, there are certain factors that can make it worth much more than just 1 cent. Whether it is due to mint errors, high-grade condition, or unique varieties, this coin has the potential to be a hidden treasure in your collection. We explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today we dive into the fascinating history and value of the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you have one of these coins in your collection, you may be in for a surprise. Stay with us as we uncover what makes this coin special, how to identify key features, and its potential worth in today's market. The Lincoln Cent series has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The design by Victor David Brenner featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the words "In God We Trust" above his head. To his left, you will see the word Liberty, and the year of mintage appears on the right side. The reverse of the coin in 1981 still featured the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat penny reverse point. One key aspect of the 1981 penny is that it was the last year the coin was struck primarily in a bronze alloy before the United States Mint transitioned to a copper-plated zinc composition in 1982. The 1981 penny consists of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, giving it a reddish-brown hue when new. Because of its high copper content, older pennies like the 1981 edition have intrinsic metal value beyond their face value. Now let us talk about the different varieties of the 1981 penny. The Philadelphia Mint struck pennies without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with an S mint mark. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1981 penny is the 1981 S-Type 2 proof penny, distinguished by its clearer and sharper S mint mark. This variety is more valuable than the standard Type 1 version. You might be wondering how much a 1981 Lincoln penny is worth today. In circulated condition, most 1981 pennies are worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, due to their copper composition, they carry a melt value that fluctuates with copper prices, typically around 2 to 3 cents per coin. If you have a 1981 penny in uncirculated condition or graded by a professional coin grading service, its value can be significantly higher. For example, a 1981 D penny in mint state condition can be worth a few dollars, while a pristine 1981 S-Type 2 proof penny can fetch between $50 and $100 depending on the grade. For collectors and investors, the highest value 1981 pennies are those with errors or in near-perfect condition. Some common errors include off-center strikes, double dies, and misaligned dies. If you come across a 1981 penny with one of these errors, it is recommended to have it professionally graded, as rare error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. When determining the value of a 1981 penny, it is important to check for luster, sharpness of design details, and whether there are any scratches or damage. Coins graded at MS67 or higher by organizations like PCGS or NGC can bring significantly higher prices. Additionally, proof coins with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces are highly desirable among collectors in today's market. Interest in collectible pennies remains strong, with rising metal prices and increasing demand for high-grade examples. Even common pennies from the early 1980s can be worth holding on to. If you have a 1981 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. You never know, you might just have a hidden treasure. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, we uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change today. We are diving deep into the history and value of the 1988 D Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This small copper-coated coin may seem ordinary, but some rare varieties could be worth a significant amount of money, so stay tuned as we reveal everything you need to know about this fascinating penny introduction. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner on the obverse. On the reverse, you will find the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which started in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln composition, and mintage. The 1988 D penny is composed of 975% zinc and 25% copper change that started in 1982. To reduce production costs, the Denver Mint produced a massive number of these coins with a total mintage of over 58 billion pieces, making it a common coin in circulation. However, despite its high mintage, there are some rare varieties and errors that collectors eagerly seek. Rare errors and varieties. One of the most valuable varieties of the 1988 D penny is the 1988 D transitional reverse variety, This occurs when the coin was mistakenly struck with the reverse die, intended for the 1989 Lincoln cent instead of the standard 1988 reverse with a more rounded G in the word FG. Near the Lincoln Memorial, these rare pennies have sharper G, which matches the 1989 design. This variety is highly sought after by collectors and can fetch premium prices at auctions. Value and current market price in circulated condition, the 1988 D Lincoln penny is generally worth face value due to its high mintage. However, uncirculated examples can be worth slightly more, especially those graded MS65 or higher by professional coin grading services. Regular 1988 D pennies in mint state can range from 50 cents to $5 depending on their condition. However, the 1988 D transitional reverse variety can be worth significantly more, with some high-grade examples selling for over $300 at auction conclusion. So should you be checking your pocket change for the 1988 D Lincoln penny? Absolutely. While most will be worth just 1 cent, finding the rare transitional reverse variety could put some serious money in your pocket. Make sure to look closely at the FG initials on the reverse to see if you have a hidden treasure. We explore the fascinating world of coin collecting and rare currency today. We are diving into the history, value, and market worth of the 1989 D Lincoln penny. You might be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it, so make sure to watch until the end to learn everything you need to know about this coin history of the 1989 D Lincoln penny. The 1989 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and carries the D mint mark beneath the year. On the obverse side, this coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been a staple of the penny since 1909. The reverse side of this coin features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a design that remained in circulation until 2008, when it was replaced by the shield design composition and specifications. A 1989 D penny is made of 975% zinc and 25% copper, making it a relatively modern zinc-based coin. It weighs 25 grams and has a diameter of 195 millimeters despite its common appearance. Some 1989 D pennies can be worth significantly more than face value due to errors and high-quality conditions. Common errors and their impact on value. One of the major factors that can increase the value of a 1989 D Lincoln penny is an error variety. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die obverse off-center strikes and broad strikes. These errors occur during the minting process and can make a regular penny highly desirable among collectors. Another key factor is the presence of a full strong strike with no weak areas. Coins with full details and a deep sharp design fetch higher prices in the collector's market. If you come across a 1989 D penny with visible doubling on the date or the word Liberty, you might have a valuable find on your hands. Grading and value of the 1989 D penny. The value of the 1989 D Lincoln penny depends heavily on its condition or grade. Coins are graded on a scale from poor 1 to mint state MS70, with higher grades commanding higher prices. Here is a breakdown of potential values based on grade. Circulated condition. These coins are generally worth face value unless they have errors or are in exceptional condition. In circulated condition, MS60 to MS65 coins can sell for 50 cents to a few dollars depending on demand. High grade MS66 to MS67 examples can bring $20 to $50, with some exceptionally well-preserved examples fetching over $100. Error coins, depending on the error type, error coins can sell for anywhere between $50 and several $100. Unique minting mistakes make these coins rare and desirable. Current market trends. As of this year, coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for rare and high-grade Lincoln pennies. The 1989 D penny may not seem special at first glance, but collectors recognize its potential value, especially when errors are present. If you have a 1989 D penny, consider having it graded by a professional numismatist to determine its true market value. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 1989 D Lincoln penny might just be worth more than a single cent. In fact, it could be a valuable addition to any collection if you found this information. We are diving deep into the fascinating history, rarity, and current market value of the 2003 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone curious about the worth of pocket change, you are in the right place. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the design has evolved, but the enduring presence of Lincoln's profile remains a testament to his legacy. The 2003 Lincoln penny is no exception and continues to be a coin of interest for collectors and enthusiasts alike. History and design of the 2003 Lincoln penny. The 2003 Lincoln penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008 before being replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial and Shield cents. The obverse of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials can be seen just below Lincoln's shoulder. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, stands proudly in the center with the words United States of America above it and 1 cent below. The 2003 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark. Denver coins are marked with a small d, and San Francisco coins, which were only produced as proof coins, bear an S. Composition and mintage. The 2003 Lincoln penny is made of copper-plated zinc, consisting of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This composition was introduced in 1982 to replace the original solid bronze, 95% copper, pennies due to rising metal costs. Mintage numbers for the 2003 Lincoln penny are as follows: Philadelphia, approximately 3.3 billion minted. Denver, approximately 3.5 billion minted. San Francisco, around 3 million minted. Given these large mintage numbers, most 2003 Lincoln pennies are not considered rare. However, certain varieties, errors, and high-grade specimens can be worth significantly more than face value. Valuable errors and rare varieties. While the majority of 2003 Lincoln pennies are common, there are a few error coins that collectors eagerly seek out. Some of the most valuable errors include double die errors. These occur when the coin is struck twice slightly off alignment, creating a doubling effect on letters or design elements. Some double die 2003 pennies can fetch $50 to $200, depending on the clarity of the error. Off-center strikes. A penny that has been struck off-center by 10% or more can command values from $20 to over $100, depending on the severity of the error. Die cracks and cuts. Small cracks or missing portions on the die can result in unique design anomalies that collectors love to find. Struck on wrong planchet. Occasionally, a penny is mistakenly struck on a dime or other denomination planchet, which can make it worth several $100s. Current market value and worth in circulated condition. Most 2003 pennies are worth just their face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins and special error varieties can be worth significantly more. Regular circulated coins. 1 cent uncirculated coins. MS65 or higher around $1 to $5 proof coins, $10 to $30 error coins, $20 to several $100 coin grading services like PCGS and NGC provide authentication and grading, which can significantly impact a coin's market value. If you suspect you have an error coin or a high-grade uncirculated penny, it may be worth getting it graded. Conclusion. So, is your 2003 Lincoln penny worth a lot of money? In most cases, these pennies are only worth a cent. However, rare error varieties and high-grade specimens can bring in impressive returns. If you have an uncirculated or error penny, it may be a valuable addition to your collection. We explore the fascinating history and value of rare coins. Today, we will dive deep into the 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. Many collectors and coin enthusiasts are curious about this particular coin and whether it holds any significant value in the market today. Stay with us as we uncover its history, mintage details, errors, and worth in different conditions. The 2008 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. The obverse of this coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has remained a staple on U.S. pennies for over a century. On the reverse, you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design remained in use until 2008, making the 2008 penny the last year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before the series transitioned to the bicentennial designs in 2009. When it comes to mintage, the 2008 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, and also in proof form at the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia Mint coins do not have a mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D below the date. The proof versions from San Francisco have a S mint mark and are made with a higher quality strike and mirror-like finish. While most 2008 Lincoln pennies are common in circulation, certain variations and errors can make them worth significantly more than face value. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die obverse, off-center strikes, and coins struck on improper planchets. Collectors seek these rare variations, and their value depends on the rarity and condition of the error. For a standard 2008 Lincoln penny in circulated condition, its value remains at 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, particularly those graded MS65 or higher, can fetch anywhere between a few dollars to over $20. The proof versions, especially those with deep cameo contrast, can be worth even more, with prices ranging from a few dollars to over $50 depending on their grade. Additionally, error coins can be valued from $50 to several $100s, depending on their rarity and desirability among collectors. To eye in the current market, demand for high-grade Lincoln cents remains steady, and collectors continue to look for rare and well-preserved examples. If you have a 2008 Lincoln penny, it is always a good idea to inspect it for potential errors and check its condition before determining its value. We hope this video has provided valuable insight into the history and worth of the 2008 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn more about rare coins, we dive deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncover the true value behind a special piece of American currency, the 2007 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin may seem like just another common penny at first glance, but some variations and conditions make it worth much more than its face value. So stick around to learn everything you need to know about this coin, its history, key features, and how much it is worth in today's market. First, let's take a look at the history behind the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure on its obverse. Prior to this, all U.S. coins displayed images of allegorical figures, such as Liberty. The Lincoln penny has gone through several design changes over the years, but the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained a staple on the obverse side since its inception. Now fast forward to 2007, this year marked one of the last years before the major design overhaul in 2009, which celebrated the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. The 2007 Lincoln penny still featured the traditional design, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The obverse features Lincoln's right facing profile, along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2007 below the date. You'll find a small letter either DP or no mint mark at all, which indicates where the coin was minted. 8D stands for Denver, 8P for Philadelphia, and if there is no mint mark, it means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. So what makes the 2007 Lincoln penny valuable? In general, circulated pennies from this year are very common and are worth only their face value. However, some rare variations, errors, and high-grade specimens can fetch significantly higher prices. Among the most valuable types of 2007 pennies are those with minting errors, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies. If you happen to find a 2007 penny with any of these errors, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Another major factor that determines the value of a 2007 Lincoln penny is its condition. Coin collectors use the Sheldon scale, which grades coins from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin free of anywhere scratches or marks. A 2007 penny in average circulated condition is usually only worth 1 cent, but an uncirculated example graded MS65 or higher can sell for a few dollars to upwards of $10. Some exceptionally high-grade specimens graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, have been known to sell for $50 to $100 or more at auctions. In addition to standard issues, there are also proof versions of the 2007 Lincoln penny. These proof coins were specially made for collectors and have sharper details and a mirror-like finish. They were struck at the San Francisco Mint and bear the S Mint mark. Proof coins are generally more valuable than regular business strike coins, with high-grade examples fetching anywhere from $10 to $50 or more. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 2007 Lincoln penny as of today. Most circulated examples are worth just face value. However, if you have an uncirculated example or a coin with a notable mint error, you may be able to sell it for a premium. The best way to determine the value of your coin is to check recent sales on auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stack's. Bowers coin values fluctuate based on demand and collector interest, so it is always a good idea to stay up to date with the latest market trends. In conclusion, while most 2007 Lincoln pennies are not worth more than 1 cent, certain variations, high-grade examples, and error coins can be quite valuable if you are a coin collector or someone who enjoys looking through loose change. It is always worth checking your pennies for any rare features. You never know when you might come across a hidden treasure. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips, history, and market updates. Let us know in the comment below if you have found any rare coins in your collection and what other coins you would like us to cover next. Until next time, happy collecting.